In my previous video, I remember saying at this time we should start cutting back. In this very same video, I remember saying it is important to start staying away from consumer debt. Guys, this one is hitting a little close to home. This is too close to comfort. But before I go into it, did you remember 30,000 drivers losing their job less than a year ago? Okay, I'll refresh your memory. 99-year-old trucking company Yellow shuts down, putting 30,000 out of work. This 99-year-old giant no longer exists today, but the shutdown continues. We're going to be taking a look at two more trucking companies that are closing their doors, putting hundreds of drivers out of a job. Well, guys, being that I'm in the logistics industry, this one is hitting a little too close to home. So we're going to be taking a look at this one. Guys, stick around because this one is going to be a good one. See you on the other side. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Guys, my name is Andre. And as usual, if you're stopping by for the first time, please consider subscribing. And while you're at it, just go ahead and smash that like button. I would really appreciate it. Also, remember to hit that post notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Well, guys, in this one, we're definitely going to be taking a look at the logistics industry and why it is hitting so close to home for me. Well, as you all know, I work with UPS, and I'm working with UPS right now as we speak, and UPS is definitely a part of the logistics industry. Now, let's take a look at these companies that are closing their doors, putting over 1,000 drivers out of a job. Over 1,300 layoff hits logistics companies across the US. Texas, Florida, Illinois, Michigan, and Georgia firms say market conditions, loss of customers, force job cuts. Transportation solution provider RXO recently announced its layoff of 114 employees at a facility in Warren, Michigan. Let me ask a question. Why am I paying such close attention to these numbers? Why am I paying such close attention to these corporations that are closing their doors and putting thousands out of a job? Guys, remember in my video I asked, what if you heard these 4 words? You are laid off. Remember that? Or better yet, what if you heard these 3 words? You are fired. What are you going to do?
Wow, that's a great question.
But before we answer that question, did any one of these guys own a house? You think? Did any one of these guys own a car? Did any one of these guys have a family? Did any one of these guys have rent to pay, bills to pay? And that is why I have this channel, guys, for us to think ahead, plan ahead. I'm sure 2 days, 3 days, maybe a week prior to this shutdown, nobody knew. Maybe you had guys planning for their vacation. Maybe you had guys going to take out a new car. Maybe you had guys planning for a weekend getaway.
Oh, hell no!
And this is why on this channel I stress the importance of having 3 to 6 months of your monthly expense in an account. I know 3 to 6 months sounds really hard, guys, but which is harder? Hearing those 4 words and not prepared, or preparing in case you hear those 4 words? But let me say this one, guys. If you, right now, you're building your empire on the foundation of a job, that is what we call dangerous. I'm not saying you shouldn't plan. I'm not saying you shouldn't build. But I'm saying if you're building 100% of your empire on the back of a job or on the foundation of a job, it is dangerous. Guys, 24 hours before this shutdown, or before this closed down? These guys probably didn't know. Maybe some of these guys were in the process of purchasing a house. Maybe some of these guys were in the process of purchasing a car. How about some of these guys were in process of sending their kids off to college? Guys, if you're building your empire, again, if you're building your empire on the foundation of a job, it is dangerous, especially if you don't have marketable skills. All right, but let's keep going. Let's take another look. Florida Trucking Company to shutter OTR and dedicated fleet, lay off 83 workers. And here goes another company laying off 83 drivers, 83 workers. Another company going out of business. And I stress again, make sure you're planning for these 4 words. Make sure you're prepared. Remember, in my video, I said keep cutting back, keep pulling back. Make sure you have the in case fund. Make sure you have the emergency fund. Make sure you're putting together your 3 to 6 months of your monthly expense together. Let's take a look at another company. 70-year-old California trucking company, freight brokerage, closed abruptly. Tony's Express had over 200 employees, drivers, and warehouse and dock workers. Guys, the word that rings a bell to me is abruptly. Abruptly. It's the same thing I'm talking about. Abruptly closed. So you're saying maybe, just maybe, 24 hours before losing your job, you had no idea. Just maybe 24 hours before these guys lost their job, they had no idea. Just maybe. Historic shipping company closed down in Chapter 7 bankruptcy. A 92-year-old trucking company has permanently shut down and filed for Chapter 7 liquidation. Well, there you go, guys. This is another giant in the industry. 92-year-old trucking company closing down. Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Guys, let me say this. Get your act together. Well, before I go, let me just ask this question. Let me put this question out there. If you've been driving for 25 years, 30 years, however long you've been driving, if the last time you've learned anything was when you went to get your CDL license, then you might be in trouble. You might not have marketable skills. And when I say marketable skills, I'm talking about the ability to get off a truck, the ability to be able to stop driving today and you're still marketable. You could pick up a computer job. You could pick up a plumbing job, an electrical job. You know, marketable skills. Something that you could just walk off a truck today and walk into a new sector tomorrow. And lastly, before I go, over your 25 years of working or your 18 years of working, your 19 years of working, whatever it is, did you create another source of income apart from the one that you had while driving the tractor trailer or while driving your truck? Or while even at UPS? Did you create another source of income? Guys, these are the things I'm talking about on this channel. Being able to create multiple sources of income. So just to recap, guys, prepare yourself. Stay away from consumer debt or get out of consumer debt. Make sure that you're paying off your creditors, your debtors. Make sure that you're putting aside your in-case funds, commonly known as emergency fund. Make sure you're putting aside your 3 to 6 months of your monthly expense. Make sure you're acquiring knowledge that is marketable. So should in case you have to leave the logistics industry, you could get into plumbing, electrical, whatever it is. And lastly, make sure you're creating multiple income stream. Well, guys, we've come to the end of another video. Thank you for sticking with me to the end. And as usual, if you found value in this one, please go ahead, like, subscribe, and share. Or better yet, if you know someone that might find value in this video, please go ahead and share. But guys, you won't get all your information from this one video. So go ahead and click on this one right here. This one right here. And now you will have access to the financial market, the financial news, and absolutely my journey of becoming financially free. Guys, remember, be safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.